This here is a 100,000 Lebanese lira note. It's the largest Lebanese banknote in circulation, and it is worth just over $1. In much of the world, inflation has reached its highest levels in decades. In the United States, it jumped from 3.2% in 2011 to 8.3% in 2022. Similarly, in the European Union, it was around 8% in 2022, up from 3% a decade prior. According to the Financial Times, quote, high inflation remains geographically broad-based, even if it is lower in many parts of Asia. Now, though inflation has eased slightly this year, you can't shake the feeling that life is just getting more and more expensive. But what is it like in hyperinflated economies, where inflation reaches not 2, but 3 digits? And what role can crypto play in these economies? In this video, we'll look at crypto adoption levels and trends across 3 of the most hyperinflated economies on the planet: Lebanon, Venezuela, and Zimbabwe. As recently as late 2019, when the currency was pegged to the dollar, 100,000 lira was worth 66 USD. So just imagine that. Imagine all your wealth, your savings, your pension is in Lebanese lira. Almost overnight, it shrinks to 1/66th of its value. As if that wasn't bad enough, banks in Lebanon have severely restricted cash withdrawals to avoid bank runs. It's enough to make an ordinary, law-abiding citizen rob a bank to demand his own money. So, where does crypto come into all of this? Is it a hedge against this rampant inflation? And is it widely used? Well, sort of. The community of crypto users in Lebanon is small but highly engaged, with an active Telegram group numbering only around 1,600 users. The actual number of crypto users, though, is believed to be much higher. The Lebanese lira used to be pegged to the US dollar, and dollars remain the natural hedge against inflation. Moreover, buying crypto using a Lebanese bank account isn't possible on major exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, and as far back as 2013, the central bank banned Lebanese commercial banks from processing crypto-related transactions. Nevertheless, despite these obstacles, a small number of local operators have emerged to fill this gap, including Nader Durrani, who set up the first KYC'd cryptocurrency over-the-counter dealership in Lebanon. Nader told my colleague at Coin Bureau that crypto has provided a lifeline for businesses and individuals who can't access their bank accounts, and served as a valuable conduit for remittance payments both into and out of Lebanon. Increased adoption of crypto, he says, can also be linked to long-established currency exchanges like MoneyGram and Western Union, exchanging remittances sent from abroad in US dollars at the official Lebanese lira exchange rate, which is a fraction of the real market value. They have, thankfully, since stopped this practice, perhaps for fear of losing yet more ground to crypto. Meanwhile, another facet of Lebanon's crypto story is mining. Although electricity cuts are commonplace, a small pocket of the country next to a hydroelectric plant has a steady power supply, which has helped spawn a crypto mining hub. Now, the activity was not worth it before the crisis, but with the minimum wage at around 30 USD a month and the large amount of Lebanese lira that can be bought with USD on the black market, mining now provides a steady source of income. In fact, it's so prevalent in some areas and the lira so erratic that, quote, many local businesses now accept payment in cryptocurrency through a digital coin wallet. And just as necessity is the mother of invention, so too is it the mother of crypto adoption. And nowhere is that truer than in Venezuela, which faces many of the same issues as Lebanon, except on steroids. Venezuela's inflation reached an astonishing 3,000% in 2020, and since then has been merely in the low hundreds.
In January 2022, the difference between bolivars and dollars was 5 to 6 bolivars per dollar. Today, it is 25.
Mind-boggling and devastating. Crypto has provided a lifeline to Venezuelans for many years. User numbers jumped from a reported 450 in 2014 to 85,000 in 2016, and they continue to grow. According to analytics firm Chainalysis, crypto adoption in Venezuela was the third largest globally in 2020 and seventh in 2021. They don't have data for the country in 2022. This has spurred wider acceptance of crypto in the country. As Cointelegraph reports, entities accepting crypto include the main international airport, a major supermarket chain, casinos, and the largest cable TV operator. You can also pay with crypto at several fast food chains. As well as the obvious benefits of crypto in a hyperinflated economy, another reason its use took off, though, was the government's surprising openness to it. In 2018, the Venezuelan government launched Petro, a national cryptocurrency reportedly backed by oil. It has since gone the way of many other cryptos and failed, but the support in the underlying technology helped get crypto off the ground, although now it appears the government is backtracking. In early 2023, the government launched a probe into corruption after discovering that anywhere from $3 to $20 billion was missing from Petróleos de Venezuela S.A., the national oil and gas company. The government department in charge of cryptocurrency matters, yes, Venezuela has a Ministry of Crypto, has become a focal point of the anti-corruption investigation. And as a result of this probe, many large-scale Bitcoin miners have been forced to turn off their operations in Venezuela. Other crypto businesses like crypto exchanges and payment platforms have also paused their operations, leading to losses of millions of dollars worth of BTC in business opportunities, according to Forbes. As Juan Blanco, chief executive officer of BitData, a 10-person crypto miner, put it to Bloomberg, quote, "The innocent are paying for the sins of the guilty." Now, for our final stop on this hyperinflated world tour, let's turn to Zimbabwe. In a 2014 study by Garrick Heilman from the London School of Economics, the southern African country was ranked third behind Venezuela and Argentina in terms of the highest relative potential for Bitcoin adoption. At the time of that study, Zimbabwe had abandoned its inflation-ravaged dollar back in 2009 after reaching incomprehensible levels of inflation, 500 billion%, wiping out pensions, savings, and confidence in the currency. In its place, foreign currencies, including the US dollar and the South African rand, were used and continue to circulate to this day. The government reintroduced the local currency in 2019, but it rapidly lost value again. Inflation currently sits at a mere 175%. Yet, unlike the two South American countries in Heilman's study, crypto adoption is lagging in Zimbabwe. Part of the explanation is linked to the government. In 2017, the central bank ordered all banks to stop processing transactions involving cryptocurrencies, calling the likes of BTC and altcoins, quote, "the currency of choice for money launderers and other criminals." Other reasons include a lack of education and the perception that crypto is linked to scams. Indeed, as of November 2021, Zimbabwe Republic Police had received 892 complaints related to cryptocurrency scams, and the issue persists. Just last month, news broke of a crypto trader in court over allegations that he had siphoned off almost $500,000 worth of crypto from wallets he had set up on behalf of a client. It's a shame many Zimbabweans are put off by the scourge of fraud in crypto, because there is little doubt that blockchain technology and crypto offer real potential to reduce Zimbabwe's economic woes. Let's take remittances as an example. According to the World Bank, nearly 3 million Zimbabweans living abroad contributed just over 7% of the country's economic output in 2022 by sending money home. However, middlemen often charge 10 to 20% in fees. This is staggering, particularly when you consider the cost of transacting on Bitcoin using Layer 2 protocols like the Lightning Network is less than 0.1%. Indeed, the World Economic Forum estimates that implementing crypto solutions could save the Zimbabwean diaspora up to $90 million annually in remittance-related fees and support progress in financial inclusion. Going back to Zimbabwe's government, though, it would seem that in recent years they have somewhat changed their tune about the merits of digital currencies, so much so that they've issued their own. Earlier this year, Zimbabwe joined other African nations, including Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa, in introducing national digital currencies. Zimbabwe's gold-backed digital tokens are a form of electronic money backed by, the country's gold reserves. The tokens will be sold through banks in both local and foreign currencies, initially for investment purposes and later for transactions. The aim of the initiative is to stabilize the plummeting currency and offer an alternative to the US dollar. However, news reports quote multiple economists expressing their skepticism of the digital currency. They argue that it will have limited impact on money supply growth, fail to fully address the demand for foreign currency, and necessitate broader macroeconomic reforms to tackle the country's persistent currency instability. Or, as former Finance Minister Tendai Biti put it in rather more robust terms, quote, "The introduction of the gold-backed digital currency is a psychopathic exercise in self-delusion. The Zimbabwe dollar has failed because of the absence of trust in the regime. The digital currency will suffer the same brutal fate that the Zimbabwe dollar faces." Yup, Zimbabwe's hyperinflation difficulties may stick around for some time yet. And well, there you have it, folks, a tale of 3 countries, and it feels like we only just scratched the surface. Of course, we could have looked into other countries facing hyperinflation like Argentina and Turkey, which have their own peculiarities, but maybe we'll save that for another day. Let us know if you'd like us to explore this topic further. Also, if you live in a country with hyperinflation, tell us about it in the comments. What role does crypto play, and how do you see the potential for further crypto adoption? And before you go, don't forget to check out our deals page where you can get the biggest discounts on the best crypto wallets and up to $40,000 worth of bonus airdrops on offer at the best crypto exchanges. Link is, of course, in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon.